Hey gang, welcome back to the Spector Creative channel. I'm your host, Scott Toy Guru Neitlich, and like you, I'm a huge toy collector. And I've also worked in the toy industry, so I'm getting a lot of questions about some things happening. Which brings me to a new video series, What's Happening Now?
Now. You're looking at now, sir. Everything that happens now is happening now.
So, quick disclaimer, I used to work for Mattel. It was my first job in the toy industry. I've been in the toy industry for over 25 years, and a good chunk of that was at Mattel. I don't work for Mattel now, currently. So, this is all my opinion. And with that, let's jump in. So first up, I finally got my first Amber collection figure from Mattel's Jurassic Park line of 6-inch figures. I saw these launch, a year and a half ago. I once saw it at GameStop, but I passed because it was $2 over what I wanted to pay, because, that's how we collectors work. And since I'm a huge fan of Jurassic Park, I wanted this figure, and I waited. Well, not just of Jurassic Park, also...
The letter to my friend.
Note.
And now I'm excited because I finally have my David Duchovny Saturday Night Live Jeff Goldblum action figure in my collection. And when I cracked him open, though, something did look a little odd about the height. I compared him to some other 6-inch figures I have, even Motu Classics, which is kind of a 6.5-inch line. It's a little bigger than 6-inch. Merman was the only one who was about his height. And, of course, there was no way to figure out how tall... Oh, yeah, that's right. So Jeff Goldblum is 6'4"? I don't know. He just seems to kind of tower over Harrison Ford there a little bit. But, I'm a stickler for figures and scale and all of that. But despite that, it's a really cool figure. Mattel did an amazing job. I love the extra hands. The one thing I wanted to bring up is the stand. The figure I saw online has a little yellow-orange stand that I guess is supposed to be the amber. Hence it is called the Amber Collection, and, so that's where the bugs were found in the movie for those keeping track at home. But lo and behold, I cracked my figure open, and there was no stand. The figures online show a stand, but the one I found in the store, I felt like saying, you are planning on having some amber in your Amber Collection line? No? Hello? All right. Anyway, so even without a stand there, it was still a really cool figure. And what surprised me even more is I saw a new figure on the shelf that I'd never even heard about, which was Arnold, John Arnold, the technician who gets eaten by the raptors in the movie. And I always think it's really cool seeing figures first on shelf, having never seen them before. But I gotta say, Hasbro's doing a much better job informing me about what they have coming out. I seem to get emails and updates from them constantly. I had no idea that John Arnold was in the works. And, we all need those, awesome, late 80s, early 90s computer screens as accessories, not to mention the headphones and all that. But, anyway, great sculpt. I do, as a parent, have to say I was a little surprised he comes with not only a severed arm, but a bloody severed arm. It's a little much for the kid aisle, but, hey, it's all good. I mean, I'm not going to be negative, but I was definitely taken back on how bloody it is. But the one thing that is nice is this figure finally helps us get a Samuel L. Jackson figure for our collection, since there's a huge drought of Sam Jackson toys out there, and we finally have one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
All right, so next up, and the one I've been getting lots of comments and questions in my inbox, is the new Masterverse figures for He-Man. Figures have leaked in packaging, or rather images of them in packaging have leaked, and He-Man with his big appetite, interesting pose there, and Skeletor walking up to what looks like a microphone. I don't know, maybe it's just the glare. The packaging looks great. I mean, it's kind of exactly what we were told we were getting, was boxes, just like that's kind of what's going on now. Everything from Black Series to Marvel Legends to Lightning Series to Amber Series. Everything has to have a name now, right? Everything has to have, it's like this collection. So this is the Masterverse. I'm glad they packed out Eva Lynn with her traditional head as opposed to her long hair, which I guess will be in the show. We've never seen her with long hair in any show or canon before. And, Mossman looks cool. I like his sports bra and his giant leg boots. I do really actually like the accessory there, that he's got like a giant wooden tentacle thing, which would be cool. Might even use that for my Classics figure. And, these figures are clearly in the style of the art for the new show, which is exactly what they said they would be. It's not a surprise. The packaging is exactly what they said. We were going to get boxes. We were shown, shadow images a year ago. And now with the new comic book out, I don't know if it's a one-shot or an ongoing series, we know what to expect. I mean, the art's out there. And I think that if you're expecting anything different, that's more the issue. They're being very clear what we're getting. And remember what we all thought when we first saw the 2000X statue that the Horseman put out, which was the first image of the new envisioned He-Man for 2001. A lot of us were taken aback, but grew to like him. And I think it's going to be the same thing. I think we are looking at kind of history repeating itself with 2000X. And, if you're expecting this line to be classics, it's better to, try to, expect it to be Motu Revelations. So, there you go. All right, so last but not least, there is the Back in Action pack, which I had featured in a video about what I thought Mattel was looking forward thinking, if you will, now that the rights to He-Man are we have a ticking clock. And a little more info on these. So these figures are not individually sold, they're sold as a 3-pack, where all 3 figures are in kind of like a DVD pack, like a DVD box set, if you will, where they each slide out of a slipcase. And they're all, kind of square. So there's the slipcase there, the Back in Action, and then it holds all 3 figures. So it's a one-time purchase. It's not an individual purchase of single figures. You're getting all of them, which are Major Matt Mason, who was the spaceman from the 1970s, which I tried really hard to do a Major Matt Mason Classics line at Mattel. But it's good to see at least he's doing something. So you get Major Matt Mason in the blue box, Back in Action, and then following him will be Big Jim. This is the pack version, P-A-C-K. That was when he was kind of like a superhero, like a street superhero at the end of his line. He's in the red box, and then in the red and blue box is Pulsar. Now they're all in scale to the old Mattel Marvel Secret Wars line from the early 80s. People are asking me what scale these are. So they have the same articulation. They look like they could basically be part of the Secret Wars line. And this is very similar to the Amazing Heroes line that took, these were all public domain characters, mostly from the 40s, from the Golden Age, and reimagined them as action figures and did them all in the Secret Wars form factor, if you will. Much like, Funko did some Thundercats figures in the He-Man form factor, and some horror movie figures in the He-Man form factor. So they're treating Secret Wars as a form factor. In fact, they even put Secret Wars on the packaging, or rather on the master carton. It's called a Secret Wars 3-pack. This was probably to try to, maybe keep things a secret. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of cool, and it's a nice nod to that line. All right, that's it. I am done. This was an update. I don't do these that often, but hey, when I get tons and tons of comments and emails asking me the same questions, I figure I better step up to the mic and do something. Otherwise, I'm going to get different kinds of email and comments. Hope you enjoyed this. Please do share it around with others. It helps the channel a ton, and that's what YouTube's algorithm is all about. So share it, like it, subscribe it. Thank you much, and I'll see you guys next time.